I'm Pickle Rick!
Shut up, Meg.
What's up, everybody? How are we doing this evening? Appreciate you swinging through, starting off. See, we had Joe Russ in here early, but Lockwatcher was first because Joe Russ was being fussy. Let me push play on the new tablet thing for the... and anybody on Twitch, let me know if the music's too low, too high, because it's on a different device now. Let's see, Frankie, Joe Russ, Pancake Man, our queen, Liz Edwards was here. There's Locke again, Zap Sparky, Mr. Egg Cake, Maurice Walker, Fama, Rusty B, Mac Vision, Unicron, DC, Alan, Little Jim's here, 6F6G, Clue Day Plus is what's up, buddy. Oh, and here comes Clive. Let me go ahead and close that down, put that back over there. Cheers, everybody. Appreciate you swinging through. Thank you for the raid there, Clive. Hold on and take a little puff here. And then we'll go ahead and crack open our brewski. Again, on Twitch, let me know the level of music. We are finally on a new device for the music, so I don't know where it quite lands for your ears. And another cheers for those still coming in. Cheers there. Wad in the panties, says Megavolt. That's perfect. I do believe you've come to the right place. Appreciate the follow there, Matt. And welcome here. Walking Death, happy little fox. Benji, what's up? Delta Mike. Pantofarin. Statler and Water. Hey, what's up? I haven't seen you in a second, I think. There's Dave for his 8 millionth stream in a row. We got Slow Nick Safari 360. Osprey Bird. Well, we got a bunch of ospreys around here. Bitbanger, BigClive's in there somewhere. Jacques Attack, Tricky Dane. How is everybody? Steve Allers, Graham Shaw. We need orange stuff. I really don't have anything more that's orange. The closest thing to me would be the magnifying glass. So that would be about it for that. What's up, Bad Wolf? So later tonight, we were going to desolder the coil off of this fire power supply board. I did talk to Dave about it, and he did say the board was functioning, it just had no AC, but it was working off of battery power. So, but I think what we're going to do is, either way, we're going to be destructive to this board, so we're going to try and disassemble this without taking it off, just to make it easier. And if that doesn't work, then we'll probably just cut it off, kind of thing. But he did say on both boards they were running on battery power, so we were right to guess that it was probably something coming in on the AC. Can it play Doom? Probably if we hooked it up right. Well, let's see, let me take another drink here. Show Horavax pics from last Saturday. Oh, yeah, I did actually find, where's Horvath in here? I did actually find his email. It somehow made it in the spam, like, later that night. It was kind of weird. What's up, Rifleman? Okay, let's see. So we have, in about 5 minutes, the VertoThermoWhoofle. We got Pussies and Pianos queued up so we can watch the kitties do the num food. What's up, Cyberlight? Oh, we got people sending pictures of kitties and projects in. Oh, and we need to stretch, according to Cyberlight. Oh, yeah. Actually, that was good. That was good. You showed them right at the end of the stream. What's up, Akalar? I should still have them. I can find them in the email. But yeah, I did finally figure out where they went. So I made sure that doesn't happen again. Chris sending stuff in. What's up, Chris? I didn't see you in here, but you're probably mixed in there somewhere. Satnam, what's up? Oh, let's see. Evening to you. Need a tape recorder. Oh, yeah. That print's done, so I can turn the 3D printer off. I can hear the fan, a little bit of the fan noise. Alexa, 3D printer off. Can it play Carmageddon? Why isn't it turning the printer off? Alexa, 3D printer off. Okay. There we go. That means I can take that off. 1 second. Why isn't that working? There we go. Turn the 3D printer camera off. And do that. Okay. Unicorns are just horses with a strap on. I think there's maybe a little bit more to it than that. But yeah, I mean, when you're covering the basics, yeah, I guess you can go with that. All right, I'll have another drink here. Can it play Carmageddon? That is a good question, actually. Carmageddon, a great game. It's a shame it got banned for a while in a lot of places. Seems a little unfair to me. What's up, Beard? How is the finger? The last bit of old fingernail finally came off. Well, I say came off. I had to rip it off because it kept getting snagged on everything, but that's where we're at now. The new nail coming in is a little weird, but it's like not even, it just feels weird. You can tell it's thinner than it needs to be. What the hell? Hold on. It's thinner than it needs to be, and it's like really rough, and it still hurts. And I think it's just always going to hurt at this point. What is this doing? There we go. Okay. So yeah, it still sucks. I don't think you can quite yell that loud enough, Fama, but by all means, feel free to try. I just finished printing spacers for a locking system I have for my pew room. Boy, you trim your nails short. That's just where I leave them. I don't think that's just kind of where they land. You gotta remember, if I keep my nails much any longer, just all it does is just trap forklift grease and grime and smudge under it. I don't feel like sitting there every night having to sit there and pick shit out of my nails. I used to do that, and that just gets old after a while. Print a fingernail for Scruff. Oh, yeah, that would be, I was considering, I did have a prototype made up as a small little, like, exoskeleton thing for this to help it if it got really weird, but didn't need it, so we are good there. So I got those things printed off. I have my locking push-button holster for my Glock. I'm working on that. I'm on version 2 of that. Where's the time? There it is. 1 more minute to the VertoThermoWhoofle. So hopefully that'll get polished off. That'd be nice to have a locking holster for it, besides the friction ones I have. Technical people can't have long nails. Yeah, and really, I mean, Clive, I think, has it right there. That's, they kind of get in the way. Anything long nails are really good for is picking backs off of stickers, but you still need some skill. Like, I'm still better at that with, like, tweezers or a blade. Oh yeah, I should probably put woofle juice in the woofler. Not too much. The new woofler does not require much juice to do the job, and it all evaporates in between shows anyway. So there we go. You know what they say about horses? They are all hung like a Delta mic. Oh my. And they catch in stuff when it's dragging along the ground. All right. It is time for the VertoThermoWhoofle. Oh yeah, I forgot to turn the lights on. Let me do the VertoThermoWhoofle, then I'll turn all the stuff on. I already forgot about that. All right, here we go. Here we go. Number one. So I do need a little more juice in there. Hold on. Ah, yeah, it was a little thin on the juice there. Wasn't getting quite enough bubble. There we go. All right. One for Freddie. Set chat on fire. Yeah. Oops. Cleaning the cobwebs. There are definitely no spiders in here. At least not straight up, that's for sure. They have definitely learned their... Ooh, look, it's actually warm. Been in here for a while. Sorry. Right. Yeah. Height Twitch. What's the infrared resolution and high? It's was it 190 with 256 by 192 at 24 hertz refresh, or 20 or 24 hertz refresh rate. It's the infrared P2 Pro, like the original one from what, 2 years ago. I would definitely buy it again because this thing is very abused and still works. Yeah, actually I have warm hands for once, but I think it's because I've been in the office all day. It's kind of warm in here because it's pretty hot out. Oh, the lights, right, right. Fine. All right, there, I got the lights. Oh, the power bank on that didn't want to turn on. It's actually kind of funny, but I got it. Okay. Did somebody say hi to Horvac? I thought I saw something. Welcome, Horvac. And where is you at on the is here? That's weird. I can usually find that pretty quick. I don't even know what side of the... you'd probably be over there. Engine. Booting your... Yeah, I gotta boot up the bookshelf, yeah. If my jar of honey tastes like bacon at Weatherspoon's Steaky, should I be worried or assume honey is indestructible? Honey is pretty indestructible as long as it's sealed. I'm not necessarily a honey expert, and without seeing it, I couldn't tell you for sure. What's up, Chicago Ted? But I can tell you that honey is one of very, very few things that doesn't really go bad as long as it's properly sealed. Cheers. Yeah, I'm almost done with that already. Tasting good this weekend. This week I worked 410s at work. Because I was out Monday because last Sunday I was scrubbing carpets and everything was hurting, including the finger. So I worked 410s this week and it actually went pretty good. So I might be doing that again. I'm going to work a regular week this coming week, but if it doesn't feel as good as working 410s, then I may switch to doing 410s. That wasn't so bad. Just working an extra couple hours a day, as long as you know that you're working. It's different when you're working 8 hours and then like 6 or 7 hours in, you figure out you got to work 2 more hours, for a total of 10, and that sucks. But if you start knowing you're working those 2 extra hours, it's really not that big a deal. I figure if I do that, I'll probably work Monday, Tuesday, off Wednesday, work Thursday, Friday. One, just to make sure I can stream, and two, I don't mind working a couple days and then taking a breather, working a couple days, taking a breather. Like, that sounds fucking great to me. So, like I said, I'll work normal week next week, and we'll see how it goes. Let's see what the boss says, because I know there's a couple people in the here that already do that. Oh, the Sterling shit. All right, we'll check that in about 20 minutes. Fix that. Got any nestlings? Are the birds in your nest in your beard migratory? No, all the birds have cleared out for now, but they may be back next year. What was that? Appreciate the follow there, Beard 2024. Let's grab the good one here. Cheers there, and welcome. Almost an engineer. What's up, buddy? I do 4x10s. I do 2 hour. I do 410s. I do 2 hours and 50 minutes, 2 hours, 30 minutes, 2 hours, 50 minutes. Yeah, that's not so bad if you're, as you said in Clive stream, you're rolling around on a forklift. Like, what do you drive? Like, what size Toyota? I mean, it's got a cooling system problem, which means the thermostat's probably stuck. Because on those, the thermostats, it's got the center opening and then the thing that basically the plunger that moves in and out. Well, for some fucking reason, Toyota decided to coat those plungers in rubber, like a very hard rubber-like thing. And what happens, the thermostat will close, and it'll fucking get stuck in the rubber, and it'll never open again. So what I do is I go in and I just cut the 2 little supports. Like, the spring on it is not under tension. So if you cut the little supports on it and just gut the center out and leave just that tiny opening, put the thermostat back in it, and it'll probably never overheat. But that's really common on Toyotas when they start overheating. It's 99% of the time it's the thermostat that's bound up. Whoa, it's an electric Toyota? Let me type that in. Because generally, if a Toyota's overheating, it's a because the thermostat's clogged up. What is that? Electric. Oh, that's an electric. So your electric forklift, so your electric Toyota forklift is overheating. And then you say the hydraulic pump is probably overheating. If you said after it overheats, it doesn't have hydraulics, then that probably needs either a pump or a filter. Could just be that the filter's clogged up or it's low on hydraulic fluid. Yeah, it's a whole different thing there. Yeah. You missed your young Heinrich counterbalance. Yeah, we got another guy in here that may stop in before you end the stream. He works on young Heinrichs, a former trainee of mine. But if it's overheating on an electric, depending on what is overheating, it's probably got bad bearings, something needs lubricated, or the filters are clogged. Cyber late. I was ready to work 10 hours on last Friday, but I was home early, got everything done fast. That was great. Yeah, yeah. It's nice when you can get stuff done quicker. Get home as long as you're still getting paid, you know what I mean? Well, Jim, with government scheme, we work 4 days a week and get paid for 5. Yeah, I like that. That's basically what I'm kind of doing. Like I said, that extra 2 hours isn't that big a deal. It's not bad. I'm gonna have another drink here. Luckily, I got water right behind that because that's only got another drink or two in it. I hate when the rubber gets stuck in the holes, says Megavolt. Yeah, actually, that has been an issue once or twice in my past. Whoops. Graham Shaw. Why am I not, where the fuck is Horvath? Why am I not seeing your shit? There you are. Okay. Jesus. Oh, so you're green. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now I see it. Now you're popping. All right. Oh, Horvath, since apparently you just got here, I did figure out where your email from last week went. It went to spam for some reason. But I told it not to do that anymore. Appreciate the follow there, almost. It's an engineer. Cheers to that. It could just, of course, it could just be that the damn thing's so clogged up with shit it needs to get blown out. But I know Toyota also uses, some of the Toyotas use really cheap fan blades inside their motors. And if it's like the drive motor and it's too close to the battery, the fan blades will just rot and fall off and everything will overheat. Toyota's had a call out at least once a month. That's pretty typical for Toyotas. We have a young Heinrich Reach. It's 20 years old and he ever needed a new battery. Yeah, those are usually pretty stout. Pretty stout. Benji, you are purple on my Twitch, just so you know. Can you blow up a chocolate bunny? I mean, I'm sure I could, but not really that concerned about it. Did Ed show up? For some reason, I'm not seeing people when they're showing up for some reason. Oh, there's Ed. Yeah, there's almost an engineer. Yeah, there's Zenny-san. He's the Heinrich technician, amongst other things, of course. Young Heinrichs are okay. I'd pick a Young over a Crown, but the Young is just a rebranded Mitsubishi. I thought they don't do their own shit? Or is just some of their stuff their own shit? Almost the biggest likelihood is broken wire because it lives outside, by a river, and there's a rat problem nearby. They've had the harness a couple times, even had the courtesy counterbalance once. Oh, there you go. Yeah. It's always fun when the mice find the wires, especially when companies like Kia use organic insulation that apparently mice love to fucking eat. Morvac, yeah, that's why I put it in a zipper the first time to avoid getting blocked. Yeah, well, you won't get blocked anymore. You're on the authorized list. Delta Mike, what did I miss? Horvac sent in a bunch of nudes. Zenny-san showed up after he got done eating half the population of Brazil because he was bored. I mean, nothing major, you know, all low-key stuff. Osprey, beautiful Baltimore Orioles ornithologically speaking. What are we talking about there, Osprey? Let me see. I see Orioles all the time. Well, the bird, actually, I don't see a lot of as many Orioles around Baltimore as I used to. I mean, obviously, you're not going to find them anywhere in the fucking city for the most part, but out here in the county, like, there's really not many. I haven't seen a lot of them that much anymore. I don't know if they're just in a different, have kind of focused in a different part of town or what. Young Heinrich, Cat and Mitsubishi are under the same house. I didn't know that Young Heinrich was in there. Depending on the model and year, could have originated from any one of the factories. I didn't know Young was under that. Was with those two. Okay. Horvac, I do. It still does the same thing. Do a pop out on chat, then have the chat window on another monitor or so. What demon are we fighting? Trying to sort out where chat's all over the place. What's up, Josh? Welcome. Black Watcher made a stack of 656,000 pancakes. I don't know that I mean, I know you are king of the pancake, but I don't know that I could see you being able to do that. Top of the hour toast, everybody. 6 o'clock. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Cheers to that, and then we'll do a little hydration. Malagas was their flame. Yes, we did have the VertoThermoWhoofles. Cheers. I may have to, I think I'm going to adjust the timing on some of these commands, but then again, I may not, because I hear Stream Elements may be taking a shit soon. So I'm going to have to switch over to Streamlabs, but that looks really fucking complicated, like way more complicated than I remember. But that may be why I went with Stream Elements, because it's a lot simpler to set up. That's empty. All right, let's see. We had a hydrate from C2S, so drink some water, drink some something. You know, whatever you want. Fighting the demon of old eyes. There's not much I can do about that, because that just fits the stream, as it were. Ooh. What does Stream Elements do? A bunch of the pop-ups that, like, you see here, like when people subscribe or donate and stuff like that. That is Social Stream Ninja. But it basically just ties a bunch of the alerts together to display up here, and it's also the Stream Elements bot, where you can do the little slash or exclamation point command, this kind of thing. It doesn't do a whole lot right now, because a lot of it has been sourced out, I guess you could say, to other stuff. Like, I use Social Stream Ninja for chat stuff, like what you see there. But I think even with Streamlabs, you can do controls, so I would be able, this is its own separate plugin, but I would be able to combine a lot of stuff with Streamlabs. I just got to figure out how to get it all set up. I just haven't had a lot of time lately. We're trying to reach the ISS. Oh, with pancakes. I get it. That would be quite a significant amount of pancakes. That's right, you did calculate that once, didn't you? The Almost Engineer, the deal we have with Toyota is if the truck is down for more than 5 days, they deliver us another one to use. Yeah, it's kind of standard. 5 days is a little long, but I think our company's 3. It's a nice deal, but when we have 400 sites with a minimum of 2 trucks and 15 distribution centers of 90 to 100 trucks each, it's a decent deal. However, the depots are all Young Heinrich. All right. Yeah, that's fairly standard industry deal. Jacques Attack. I read in a book that having too much sex can cause memory loss. I read it on page 14 in the appendix of the medical journal on the 12th of March 2023 at 3:20 p.m. shortly after I returned home from a shopping trip from 3 apples, a quart of ice cream, and inner tube patch. On the way home, I stubbed my toe and saw a dog piss on a hydrant wearing a blue collar. And his owner walked with a limp. Yes, there are currently some ads on Twitch, and then you'll be fine for 30 minutes. Or, yeah, actually 30 minutes. Yeah. Well, 28 and a half minutes, I guess. What's up, Phasma? You can hear me? I don't know. I feel like you don't have ads, Phasma. I feel like if you, as much as you stream, you probably have Twitch Turbo. You may even have it turned, like, I'm pretty sure I have the setting so that it just pays itself out of revenue. Which is nice. It's almost like pre-tax deduction. Little Jim. Mini Scruff? Oh, what a Graham's all thing. The more you zoom, the smaller Scruff gets. Oh, it's for like the chat thing. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I was on just sitting here and like, I ain't a whole lot to really visualize, so that's probably fine. Graham Shaw would like to know if DC Allen is still present. DC Allen to the front. DC Allen, if you could step to the front, please. You can't fold a piece of paper more than 7 or 8 times. I usually can't fold it more than like 6. 7. What did I just read? If you manage to fold a piece of paper like 42 times, like a piece of paper, the folds are so big it would almost reach the moon or something like that. Something absolutely ridiculous. Red Dwarfer. Oh yeah. Yes. Let's get into stuff that was sent in. There is a chance I may have to step away. Might be able to stretch it out to Pussies and Pianos, or we may do Pussies and Pianos a little early. The electronics guy is now following you. Why didn't it tell me that? Well, appreciate that if you're still watching. Why did it email me? But unless I missed it, that's also possible. All right, let's see. Vala and Lucy. And you sent something last week. Kind of late. There it was. All right, anyway, this is what Lockwatcher, the Pancake Man, has sent in. Fresh fermented dill pickle kraut. What? Crunchy cabbage with garlic, salt, and dill. That's weird. Do people buy that? Beard 22, I need to stop drinking. I see boobs everywhere. Yeah, that'll happen on this channel. That will happen. Caramel brioche French toast. And I guess sausage there. That looks pretty good. What is that? Is that like cream cheese or cheese? Some cheesecake thing? Weird. Dippy vanilla ice creams? That does not say. Could be ice cream. Spicy dill pickle Fritos. Like, nobody asked for that, did they? And if you did, could you leave, please? Stop talking! Voila. Bark, bark. Well, it's always good, yeah, when they got the window heights just right, they could just doop. Less effort for the window. It looks like a peanut thing. It's almost as big as your dog. Chillin. Old there, puppers. I'll thank you for those, Lock Watcher. You put that there, do that there, put that there, click that there. And Jacques Attack sent a bunch of stuff in. Let's see. A quick reference for hurricane categories via Cat. Oh, I kind of like the Cat 5. That seems pretty accurate. Like, yeah, actually, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So what else do you do other than random chatting? Obviously, I came here from BigClive shows. I have no idea. Just woke up from a takeout coma. That's a good coma to wake up from. I do this on Wednesdays. We have Maker Night, which is either Legos, usually Legos. I have a desktop engine over there that we built, a little V8 engine. Remote control stuff, teardowns, builds, whatever. And then every once in a while I'd do video game streams, but then I broke my finger. Well, sorry, my finger was broken. But I'm just getting back into the video game thing, so I'll start video game streams again here soon. But that's what I do. Just chilling. Nothing is too exciting unless we play a cool video game or something. We're just chilling. You need to take your ring off when you finger me. It scratches me. I'm not wearing a ring. That's my watch. Oh, hot dog down the hallway. So pretty much nerd stuff. Yeah, I'm definitely a nerd. I'm self-proclaimed nerd. I tell everybody that all the time. That's why my body is falling apart, because I'm a nerd that works on heavy equipment. Nice. Good strut. Good strut. Oh boy, that is a meme that does get used a bit in good ways. That's great. Cones on statues. That is definitely a thing I am all for. Get a feck. All right. Thank you for those, Jacques Attack. Has anyone talked about the mini fig controversy? Yeah, I hope they just get totally fucked. Like, it's a shame that a bunch of their other franchises are getting fucked with and all that shit, but you know what? Minifigs has had a fucking questionable reputation for a while, and if you chose to keep associating with them, eventually this was going to happen. So I don't have a whole lot of sympathy for the other franchisees that are having issues, because, like, you've known for years. You know they were fucking assholes, and they just proved it. So fuck them. And that fucking the owner guy coming on, he is such a shisty fucker, dude. Like, he can eat my entire asshole. I hope that entire company and everything associated with it goes out of fucking business. All right, Red Dwarfer. Let's see what we got with the Jubinator. Arse polishing in front of the heater. Life's good. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, making sure the making sure the black hole and the black on void cat is all good. All good. Ooh, what we got? Oh, this is a video. Let's see. Oh, yeah, look at that. And actually both of them. Oh, that's doing good. Oh, wait a minute. It looks like it got hit. Do you see that? Right there? They all look like they're a little... I mean, that might be the way... no, those are parallel, but that one got hit. I wonder if it just fucking got the shit knocked out of them. Thunk. I'm gonna have a little puff here. Boobies on the beginning of a sentence may work. No, what are we trying to do? Like, boob with edit stuff? Does it work? Just type boobs in the middle of a sentence. Nah, it's got to start with the command, and anything after the command is generally useless. That looks good. I don't know. Let's see what's that. Almost looks like that's bacon. That kind of looks like a jalapeno. That looks like chicken. That looks like cheddar. That looks like coleslaw. That looks a little bit like Ed's mom. Bacon, coleslaw. Oh yeah, jalapeno served on a brioche. I guess that's what that says. Okay, no, that looks good. I'd eat that. What's up, Oddbjorn? There is a cooldown on some of the commands. That's what I was saying earlier. I got to work on the commands. I think the Discord thing has like a half-hour cooldown or 5, but I should probably change it to like 2 minutes. Kind of thing. My mouth doesn't open that wide. Yeah, you know what? When the thing's put in front of you, I always find a way. There's always a way to make you got you can do the squish and then the squish and crush, but you know, just stretch it out a little bit. Just work the muscles. You'll get that in there. because I eat burgers thicker than that. My farm burger, like a full farm burger, is a third or a half, yeah, depending on what I have, either a 1/3 pounder or a half pounder beef patty. Then I'll have a chicken patty on top of that. Then I have turkey on top of that, either fresh turkey or like a shitload of a fried, warmed up turkey lunch meat kind of thing. I usually have mozzarella in the middle layer between the meat, cheddar on top, and then a little mixture of both on top of that. And then I'll put onions, tomatoes, mustard, sometimes hot sauce. If I have jalapenos, I'll put that on there. Like I try to get a little bit of the whole of everything off the farm onto the burger. And it is definitely thicker than that, but that is a damn good looking burger, just saying. I would definitely eat that burger. It's a Brink Link owned by Lego. It's the one I used. The last time I built any Lego was a Volvo FH truck and a Volvo A60H with a trailer for towing it. Yeah, well, I got all kinds of Lego stuff behind us that has been purchased with the channel donations. Oh, Putin the beans. Yeah, luckily my issue seems to have calmed down. See how long that lasts. Little jet thruster there with the flat cat. Appreciate that, Zap. Good to see Flat Cat's doing good, even if he's pooting it up. Toot toot poot poot. Thank you for that. Good to see he's doing all right. Look at there. Benji, happy little fox. We have our weekly fish and chips with a little snuckles at a scallop. Is that what you said? With those you snuck in every once in a while? Fish chips and mushy peas. Yeah, you could put a little igniter on Flat Cat's tail to hang down in front, making a little blaster cat. And we have, well, I'm guessing from the thing next to it was a banana bread with walnuts. Is that banana bread with walnut there, Benji? Cut down on Flat Cat's diet of beans. Nah, I mean, if they want to use them for like cat thruster there, Josh, should probably step it up and add some Taco Bell on top. Then you may be able to achieve orbit. Do you have an emergency cutaway button? Yeah, it's right there. Yes, I do, but I also tend to check what's coming if I need to. But I do have that, and if I'm doing like a call-in show, I'll actually run a delay, and I'll have a button set up to auto dump and restart if I need to. I prefer smash type burgers myself, as long as it's fucking juicy, medium rare, like, and like there's still shit coming, like nice and hot and cooked. Like, I'm not real big on the smash burgers because sometimes you're smashing the juice right out of them if you don't do it fucking right. And I need a juicy burger. I want to fucking hear it mooing before I take a bite out of its ass. Lock Watcher, I heard a baby cow ran onto the field at the FIFA soccer game. One of the players ended up with a calf injury. Where was the chips? I saw fish and mushy peas. Those would be French fries. That's what the people over in Biscuit Land in Europe call French fries or American fries. Freedom fries. Yeah. French fries, they call them chips. Benji said, yes, it is. Yeah, that's what I figured from the little hint. And then you zoom in, you can see the walnut. That's good. That's good. I've had that. Actually know a pretty good recipe for banana bread. I don't make banana bread, but if someone ever gives me a bunch of half rotten bananas, I know what to do with them. Yeah, it's a cool view. There's a little yacht thing going on, or yacht. Fucking, Jesus, cruise liner thing, boat. pretty clear there. Not too much haze going on. And then we have a banana with a fox. It's a cool looking mug. I got a little heart. You're in. Then what do you ask? You should know what chips are then. All right, yeah, I guess you would be in Biscuit Land, judging by that model number you gave me. Those are cool. Okay, I can tell. I was like, are those real or not? But now I can see the fabric. But those look good. I like that. All right, we have those look like the fucking still got a couple left, or I had a couple of them. The little oranges, that looks like it's probably chicken or tuna. Got some apple, cucumber, apple, orange, maybe some melon. That almost okay, I almost thought I saw some mint in there. I don't know, what is that? Is that like chicken or fish or something? I feel like chicken usually goes in like a fruit salad kind of thing. Clementine, yeah, clementine. They're a little small to be a tangelo. Mandarin, that's what I was thinking. Mandarin oranges, yeah, that's what I had. What I bought a few weeks ago. Mandarin oranges, yeah. That looks good. I'd eat that. And is that like in yogurt? Okay, and I remember this thing. It's a salad and it's an odd one. And Key Cat. Whoa, whoa, why is everything twitching out? Okay. So yeah, there's the chips in the background if you missed them. Go back to Key Cat. Key Cat. You got Key Cat with the socks on. It's the chicken, satsuma, apple, cucumber, and sour cream. Yeah, it is kind of an odd salad. It's the chicken that confuses me. Well, I mean, we have chicken salads over here. That's not too far from what like we have over here for chicken salads. Except I don't know that we necessarily use sour cream. A lot of our chicken salad people will put like a yogurt on top of it. Like, I don't eat those generally, but if I have to have a salad, I don't mind having some meat in that mother Frencher. Yes. My dinner for tonight, Vietnamese beef in, is that bao buns? Oh, bao buns. That looks good. I'm not real big on having the crunchy, like peanuts in food. Like, I won't tell him to take them out or anything because I know that's how it's prepared. But I've never been a big fan on having the peanuts in the food. But that looks good. I would probably eat most of the peanuts first and then go in and eat the rest of it, though. But yeah, that looks good. That looks good. I would rock that. I would stick that in my face. So I relate, I'm in Coffee Land. Where would Coffee Land be? There's a few places that do coffee. I think I may have challenged myself with the latest. I think I may have challenged myself with the latest kit build. Supercomputer that's all surface mount. Wish me luck, says Little Jim. Yeah, that'll take a little while. Just be careful with the LEDs. Make sure you don't melt them. That's pretty much it. That's the most careful thing you have to be, is obviously polarity and don't melt them. That looks like a fun little project, though. I think it'd be just fine there, buddy. That's everything we have so far. Oh, wait a minute. Fama sent something in, and where is that from last week? There it is. The pictures Horovac sent in last week that most of you did probably miss because I didn't find them till towards the end. Start over on this one. So this is Horovac. Sent those in last week. For some reason they went to my spam folder. Give a toast. Oh, yeah, I guess we're a little late on that, huh? Grab this one. Cheers, everybody. Happy 420. So what he does is he pays professional photographers to take pictures of them and then sends them to us going, oh man, it just happened to be the greatest shots. Right, buddy? Wink, wink. Nah, just fucking around. He just, they keep finding him. I think they're just hunting him down for the most part. And what do we have from Fama? Little Eye Crusty needs to be clean. This is Fama's Kitty. A bit of a floofer. Like the green eyes. Always like green eyes on the kitties. Thank you for that. There, Fama. Surprised you don't have your cat sitting there like eating some pasta for us. And oh, actually, let's put that there. We'll put that there. We'll kind of keep that hanging out there. That right there. That there. And that right there. Okay. So we got about 10 minutes until Pussies and Pianos. I don't celebrate 420. They do drug tests. Yeah, they, over here, that's most companies don't really do that unless you are visibly, unless you are sitting there at work like, what's up, man? Because they know people are going to, especially Maryland, where it's legalized medically and recreationally, they know people are going to use it at night, and it stays in your system. So, luckily, it's not something I have to deal with the company I'm at. Unless I were to show up baked, which I'm not going to do that at all. Or if you have an accident. Well, even if you have an accident, they don't check that box for cannabis. Because they know that is based on visual and auditory observations. Not a blood test for at the company I work for. So, yeah, they don't check that box because they know it's too much of a casual thing for people outside of work, and they shouldn't be penalized for trying to relax after beating the shit out of themselves for 8 to 10 hours a day. Little Jim. So last week, one guy in work, not the sharpest knife in the drawer, decides to destroy his old phone by sawing it in half. When it starts to burn, our fire marshal decides to drop it in a water bucket. Yeah, that's one way to do it. That's one way to make a whole lot of fun out of it. Jesus Christ. Scrufdog, there are people that turn around and go another time to do it faster. I don't. I prefer seeing the real me. There you go. That's cool. But yeah, I'd probably be one of them. I'd be like, can I see both? Because I'd want to see, one natural and one me tearing ass, putting the old knee down if need be. Yeah, those LEDs are going to be fun. It says Phasma up there. It's random, but they do 4 colleagues a year with 4 certified operators. It's pretty inevitable I get tested once a year. Yeah, that sounds about right. It's one way to dissipate the energy really fast. It's also part of the way they recycle lithium batteries. Yeah, it'll definitely get rid of it fast. It usually makes for a good video. Not there just like blowing up, but just seeing the water lose its fucking mind for a couple minutes. A lot of people don't realize that lithium burns in water. Yes, it does. Josh is on it. Palma says, can't be arranged. Not sure if my cat will eat for my food, but what does that say about my food? Well, I mean, if a cat won't even eat your food, then you're probably putting just the right amount of garlic in it, so carry on. Now you you get a rebate for buying a lot of photos, so it's probably cheaper to do it this way. I'm too fast and was one photo below the next rebate level. Go by real slow, just go by and go. As you're going by. Like, just keep taking pictures. They grind them up in a giant water bath. Ooh, okay. That is definitely one way to do it. Holy shit. Zap Sparky, our one warehouse I worked at brought in random drug testing. They scrapped it 2 weeks later because practically everyone was testing positive for one thing or another. Yes, at one point I had, at one point in my work history, I had a boss that told me, we will not be doing drug testing here because if I did, we'd have to close the company. And I went, fair enough. Oh, yeah. It's been a minute. I haven't actually seen anything. How is the Twitch on Twitch? How is the music level? Because we are finally on a new device. How much was that again? My new cheap ass tablet that is, it's like putting Windows 11 on a fucking laptop from 2012. It's slow, but it's working pretty good. Once it got all its updates in. How much did that actually cost me? Dude, it came with a case that has a built-in stand on it. Let me see here. Where the hell is it? Oh yeah, $38, $38.99 for this little bastard. Hold on. Oh yeah, we're good there. That's the little guy. This is what we're listening to on Twitch. C2S says a little low. Dave App says good. Oddbjorn says, okay, I thought it might be a lot. I did turn it down a little bit. All right, let me turn it up just a pinch. Okay, there it is, like a pinch more. Let's see how that goes. So there is that. Here, let me get you. Hey, actually, hey, yeah. Let me grab the affiliate link. I don't think I've ever given you all an affiliate link, have I? Copy the generated link and post it. Okay. Copy. So here's the link to it through the affiliate thing. Since y'all told, and the only reason I have affiliate links is because y'all told me I should get affiliate links. So I did the thing and I got affiliate links. Like, this is not like a powerful tablet, but it's good for like single easy functions. Like, all this will ever do is play Spotify for my computer because I listen to music when I'm just hanging out anyway. But now that will basically be a Spotify player that came with a case that folds up. It has a headphone jack. Yay! And a USB-C port. So I can actually charge it and listen to it. And I don't need to use this adapter anymore. Oh, wait. Hold on. And I don't need to use this adapter anymore on my cell phone. So, because like some of these it doesn't work on, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't work right to charge and audio out. Does it block porn? I doubt it. It is a very raw, basic version of like Android 14 or 15. I think it would make sense if cannabis was excluded, and I always test positive for amphetamines because of the ADHD meds. Yeah, that's another thing you got to keep track of with. Make sure they know, you know, hey, I'm on this, so it's not a surprise. But that seems to work fine as far as all that goes. It's hooked up to Wi-Fi. It does not see 5 gigahertz. It's only 2.4 gigahertz. And it did take a while. It kept like restarting as I was trying to do stuff with it. Like not restarting, but like I'd be in Google or be in an app and it would kill the app and restart it. But I think it was just downloading a bunch of updates in the background. But I'm not seeing, there ain't much, like bloatware or anything on it. but it works. It's just, it was easier than trying to do something else. That's basically where I put it. And for $39, shit. The brand, yes, a quality retailer, I'm sure. I love keyboard smash brands. Yes, yeah. No, I love when I see those. I'm like, okay, so that just you just secretly rearranged to Amazon brand. That's all that means. No ads. Be back in 3 minutes. No, you should be back in 90 seconds. I actually haven't seen how well the camera on it works. I'm not gonna mess with it during the stream because it is like it doesn't like I wouldn't use it for like doing multitasking. It's pretty slow. But it's good for simple, easy stuff. Like it'd probably be good for like like those magic mirror things or those little display projects because it's all there. It's just and it has an FM radio built into it as long as you plug your headphones in, which is I thought was odd. But it has a fucking FM radio built into it, so it's kind of cool. Better not miss Pussies and Pianos. You will not. Oh yeah, the ad already passed anyway. But nah, it's good for. But anyway, I ain't trying to go on about it. So, all right, we got Pussies and Pianos coming up here in a moment. Let's see, the beer is empty. I'm gonna empty this water too. It's touchscreen. It's just a little tiny tablet. All right, so I need to get a beer and refill my water. Let me get a couple puffs of nicotine here, and then we'll get Pussies and Pianos started. The cord on your headphones is your antenna. Yes, that's why if you want to listen to the radio, you have to have something plugged into the headphone jack because that's how that is your antenna. Yes. Like you'll use a headphone antenna. Yeah, I just thought it was good. You don't really see, or unless I haven't seen a digital device with a built-in FM antenna in it in a long time. I know 1 or 2 of my old cell phones had it. One of my 2 old HTCs I know had a FM radio in them, as long as you had the headphones. So I haven't seen it in a while. So I saw that and I went, no, actually that's cool because there are some days I sit here and I go, man, I'd really rather just listen to the fucking radio. So now I can. So this is actually an upgrade for me because sometimes like our local morning radio and like some of the stations, like we have 98 Rock, Baltimore's 98 Rock, which is like apparently a big deal in rock radio. I don't know. No, I'm not saying it because I'm here. I'm saying it because I hear about it when I used to travel, whatever. But like they play good music. We got the oldie station. I listen to that. Like, oh, I wouldn't mind listening to the radio, and now I can. Like that's something I never thought about. But as soon as the option showed up, I went, "Fuck yeah, dude! All right." Horvac, seeing that moon rover on the shelf reminds me of how American a thing that was to bring a fucking car to the moon. The Dutch would probably take bicycles and roll around on their Fietsen there. Yeah, little sucker right there. Yeah, I mean, that is pretty fucking American. Like, you are absolutely right. We were the first ones to bring a car to another fucking celestial body, because that's just how we roll. Literally. Almost an engineer. I saw a 1920 by 480 screen the other day. I've seen some of those. They're fucking weird. Going to make a passenger information display out of it. Yeah, okay. For the big toy TM, so he can see the train times 24/6. That's cool. Yeah, so those are usually what they're good for, is informational stuff or like weird additions to like computer cases. Black ass, I wonder if Flat Cat has ever been drug tested. Well, I hope not. Does FM still exist? I only use Spotify these days. Yeah, I listen to FM when I'm driving around. If I'm on site, I'll usually flip on Spotify with my Bluetooth speaker, and then when I'm home, I listen to Spotify. I listen to Spotify when I go to bed. Yeah, we listen to it on stream. So that's why I went in. I got Spotify Premium because like we're not trying to have ads in the middle of a stream that already has fucking ads on it. But no, yeah, yeah, there's good radio in Baltimore. I'll at least say. I will say that much. But all right, yeah, we are really late for Pussies MPN. Okay, we're not that late. We're only a few minutes late. And actually, Pianoman isn't here, is he? I haven't heard from him today. I guess he's busy. All right, let me take one more puff and then we'll get Pussies and Pianos going because I can hear the kitty. Oh, that means I got to get the camera started. Hold on. I didn't even think about that. Fuck. Because I've been having problems getting this camera to run. You got to restart the fucking software like over and over again a lot. Let's see. Nope. Okay, let me turn it off. I may have to get up and unplug and replug the camera in. Like OBS bot, like the camera, it's just not, it's connecting, but it's not grabbing the video feed. So I don't know what it does that. And you can tell when it grabs it because then the NVIDIA logo pops up because suddenly the graphics card has, there it is, has transcoding to do. All right. So there's the kitty, there's the zoom. Let's see. Let's go over to this for a second. Yeah. Turn that part on. There's poofers. Let's see, there, dude. That's my soft stop. And the dude was asleep on my bed, but I guess he has moved out. There's Tiny Mama. Yeah, I have all my plans. Hopefully tomorrow I will get to getting a different camera mount for this so that it doesn't get all weird and twisty turny. Okay, so now she doesn't want to look at it because she knows we're looking at her. All right. Hold on your ass. I'm going to hit it back to preset. Whee. All right. We'll get this started. See you in a few minutes. And let me go ahead and pause this static X here. Sorry, I should have timed that better, but that's just how we're rolling. Let me get Rob pulled up. Boop. All right. And actually get him on the screen. All right, here we go. Talk to you soon. Alright. Well, there we go. And a thank you to Pianoman, whatever he may be up to today. And you can actually see, obviously you could see that. And yes, back to the hard rock. Anyway, you could see, you can actually see the dude, also known as Big Floof, actually eating through the doorway. That was kind of neat. But cheers, everybody. I got himself a fresh one. And Chris, you say you delidded your PS3 pics or it didn't happen. Like, come on now. Let's see this delidded CPU, GPU. Actually, the PS3, they were, was that all in one? Was that an all-in-one chip on the PS3, or did it have a separate CPU and GPU? Because that wasn't that one of the first ones that used that new proprietary fucking PS3 very specific oddball programming language? God, I forget what was called. It had a name for it. It is a separate CPU? Okay. Yeah, I forget what the Sony, well, I guess you would call it ecosystem is called. Let's see. Or PSC, Sony PlayStation Programming Language. C++, PSSL. Nah, they had a name for it. Oh, that's what it was. PS3 used a highly complex cell processor architecture. That's what it was. Yeah. Now, let's see. PS4 and PS5 standardized heavily on C++ for core game logic and physics within engines like Unreal Engine and Unity. But you don't really have a choice because Unreal ain't going to bend to them because they could go fuck. Unreal makes a shitload of money off of PC and Xbox. Anyway, system software operating system itself is heavily based on FreeBSD and written in C. Okay. So you got the complicated ass one, but I know that's been pretty unlocked. PS3 was the one that Sony screwed themselves on, as they offer the other OS install on it, so you could run all kinds of stuff on there, and people were running Linux on that like a mother French toaster. And then Sony released a firmware update that completely wiped out the other OS option and didn't tell you. It just wiped it out. So lots of people lost data, pissed off a lot of people that are really good with computers, and literally within 2 weeks you could plug a fucking USB drive into your PS3 and it was hacked and unlocked. Don't fuck with people that know about computers. Give them a reason to hack your shit and they will. But they won't do it if, like, the good ones, the white hats, which are usually, a lot of them are usually a little better. Not that the black hats aren't obviously good at what they do, but actually both sides, black and white hat, even gray hat hackers, they usually won't fuck with an operating system unless you give them a reason to, like on a console. And Sony gave them a reason to, and zoink, there we go. So, oh well. Anyway. Oh, there's a picture from Chris. We'll give that a moment, see if more than one comes in. And yeah, we're still watching the floofs do the floofy food thing. Hoover's is clearing it out. Let's see if we can see the dude. Nah, he's probably just sitting there behind a door. He'll probably come back out soon to go back in the bedroom now. He usually sleeps where I sleep if I'm not there. Let the fuzzy vacuum do her thing. Little Jim, everyone remembers Alan Turing breaking the Enigma code, but no one remembers his sister Kate, who supplied the team with sandwiches and drinks. Think about it. I mean, that is kind of important. Oh, there goes the dude. Oh, Tiny Mama's right there. There you go. I guess he finished eating, and I'm sure I have if she knows, if she's aware that he walked out, I wouldn't be surprised if she pokes her head in the door to see if he left anything. Hackers are a bit behind with cars. Yeah, like they don't really have a reason. That's another one. Just give them a reason and it'll be done, but they don't have a reason to. As I got off the elevator, the operator said, "Have a good day, son." I said, "Don't call me son. You're not my dad." He replied, "Maybe not, but I did bring you up." Oh, boy. Elevator was bullied by Darth. She always got the shaft. I didn't see where the dude ultimately there. Did he ever pop back out? I don't see him in bed. Oh, no, there he is. I know, he's probably going to hop up. That's over where the scratchy pad is. I'm trying to watch that and look at chat. Oh, there he goes. Yeah, he's up on the bed. Doing his thing. And the white triangle that's like kind of, well, it's to his right, but, you know, quote, above him if the camera was flat. I got one of those, like, pillow wedge things. It's like 18-inch wedge of cheese that actually helps me when I'm sitting in bed for a while. I saw a headline about it and I didn't read it. How big are the drones? Where? Warner Scruff heard about the giant drone display where drones fell from the sky. I saw like a brief thing about it, but I kind of wasn't paying that much attention. Kind of wish they kept the camera running on the Mars Tesla. Well, I don't know why they didn't put solar panels on the thing. Like, I'm sure they could have, I mean, obviously they could afford to do it. Even back then, they could have afforded to come up with a solar system. Because as soon as you get a solar system on, or even something small, the amount of stuff you would need just to make it so that, so we'll switch over to that, so it can stabilize itself enough to keep itself pointed at the sun for a while, like it ain't much. Like it would fit in the fucking trunk or frunk or whatever the hell they got on them things. But what's that dark room? That would be my bedroom. One of our train companies has a pride livery dedicated to touring. It's got an encrypted message on the side that if you can solve it, gives you free journey anywhere there on trains. That's cool. Always an engineer as a talking of floofs, mine's giving me that feed me look before I eat you look. Well, yeah, you might want to toss some treats down at the very least. I got to see and touch an Enigma machine many years ago at the Dayton Hamvention. Sizzlock. That's cool. I've seen them. I've seen pictures. I've never seen one in person. Currently, let's see, Little Jim. I currently have an original Xbox on my bench for fault finding and repair. I haven't turned any of my original Xboxes on in a while. God, I think one of the last time we did was when I tried to see if that really old one worked, and we turned it on and it went. It just let all the smoke out. But then I ended up finding another one that works. I gotta clean my modded 360 up too, so I can show you guys that one day. We'll play a bunch of old games on the old 360. I have 450 Xbox 360 games on it, and like thousands of emulators and shit like that. Most of it still works. Last I checked, I just want to take it apart, clean it, put it back together. Probably do that on a stream as well. Top of the hour toot. Yeah, and then I guess we'll see if we can pull one of these coils apart. Let me grab this one here. Cheers, everybody. Appreciate you hanging out this evening. Ah, yes, the magic dragon smoke. Yep. Yep. What's up, MK? Let's see. C2S, aliens are gonna come blow us up for sending your junk into deep space. Nah, it'll be the cats when the cats finally herd us for whatever their purposes are. I mean, it may just be as simple as intergalactic litter box cleaning, or we may be their food when it's time for the cat legions to collect us. I just want to see what big spaceships they have. Like the mother cat ship, the cat mother, the cat mothership. Like it's got to have. Like I hope it has ears on it. Like it has to have ears on it. All right. Pics sent. All right, we got pictures from Chris, and then we'll look at this coil. Delidded PS 3. 90 nanometer model first. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's one way to do it. Sony and their proprietary shit is just like overly proprietary. It says, you happy now? Yeah, fine. That looks cool. That's cool. Gotta have those pictures. Why did it say 4? That's weird. That's good. Good deal. Guess let us know what kind of temperature drops you get with that. Are you running that fully modded? Like anything special on it? Like, its own operating system? Liquid metal on the silicone and conformal coating on the tiny caps. UV resin, yeah. Noctua NTH1 on the RAM chips. Oh, okay. Looks good. Blackwatcher says, what did Fama say? 3.5 months you should have time, Lock. But I'm the same. I start early. A new shade I'm working on for my boss's brother from the Halloween party. Oh, right, okay. There's an ancient cat ship in Egypt. Yeah, a lot of Egypt, a lot of those structures there are, I believe, are just marking spaceships that are under the ground. Possibly. I mean, they still keep, or they keep still. Believe that would be they still keep finding fucking, like I was just reading, they've just found a new tomb within the last few months. Like they keep finding stuff, so I wouldn't be surprised if they keep going deeper. They find, like alien spaceships that have little fucking cat doors on them. Harvac, solar systems. What do you do when it's cloudy? Light a candle. I got to see. Okay, that fluids. Blackwatcher, any conversations, magical or otherwise, lately? Yeah, I'm scrolling all over the place. No worries. All right. Well, let's see. Let me check this real quick. No, and then we'll see what we can do with this coil. Let me take another drink. Engine? What do you mean? Like we'll find a cat engine? Or are you talking about the engine sitting under the snake tank? All right. Move that. Let me grab these two. And let me switch camera. Let's see what we can come up with us on this coil. See what we can come up with on this coil. All right. Oh, if you want to see how generic that tablet is, this is the box it came in. Where'd the mouse go? Hold on, let me drag a window over so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. But yeah, that's how generic that tablet is. It is literally tablet. tablet, color, and color, and like the bare specs. 29-hour battery life. That's probably if it's turned off. Okay, let's set one of these to the side. Let me zoom down a little bit. And let's see if we can get this apart without taking it off the board. They do use good tape on it. Just got to get it started all at the same time. It has an energy efficient sticker. Not that it's efficient at a G at a gram. Tweezers. Try that. So I can just get an actual straight pull on this thing. I know coil tape is annoying, but damn. And I don't feel like it's actually going to get us anywhere. I guess it's really just that tight right here. Come on, come on. I can just get this separated right there at the very least. Alright, well the tape there is broken. That is still solid. There's nothing else on there. Alright, let's try a little something here. See what we can pop off. Cotton Bout, it's here. Was up, sexy German man? How you doing, buddy? I think it's also glued. It's definitely attached very well. We are just fucking it up. You're destroying the soldering pads. That's one way to put it, yeah. There we go. Worst comes to worst, if we want to do a fancy removal, we got the other board. Come on. Damn. definitely not quite going the way I thought tonight would go. Oh, there's a interesting capacitor. I mean, we're getting there. If that would help. I don't know where the little pieces are coming from now. We're definitely fucking this thing up. Now it's done. Oh, it's beyond done. Yeah. It's, see you later, beard. Well, maybe we'll do a more cautious. Ooh. Damn. Cautious extraction on the other one. God. That's what that is really attached right there. I don't know, sometimes it's nice just to break shit. You know what I mean? Ain't much left. So let's see. What leads do we have? So on this side, there are only 2 leads. So those 2 pads that were dead, they just weren't wired up. So this coil probably was okay. But that's why that's the main thing we wanted to do, to get the coil off to see if those were actually connected, but they aren't. There's nothing you can see. That stuff. Those were the 2 that tested to nothing. Those 2 tested and actually got stuff soldered to them. Those are just blank. So now we know that solved the mystery of the coil. Now let's see if this is, that looks heat staked, but why would that be heat staked right there? Let's see. How would we get this out? Break that, break that. Let's see if we can get this heat stake off. I don't know that it's actually holding anything, but maybe it is. The coil leads are fucking like no joke. This isn't some cheap ass coil, which is nice to see. That's 2 rolls. Okay, that's 2 of those. It's got to come out this way. I lightly pry upon it. If it is glued in, maybe I can get enough of the glue loose. Maybe. Or just crack enough of the case out that it just comes out. That's brutal to watch. Yeah. Sometimes I do things delicately, and other times I just don't care. Let's just get into it, tear some shit apart, and see what we can find out. Coming out yet? No. Let me get back to the thin side here. What's the problem? It's a nice coil. I mean, I'll give him that. It's definitely well assembled. God, I wonder if this is wrapped. I feel like there may be a center core in this. I wonder if these two pieces of iron are glued together. There is a seam there. Maybe that's what this glue is for. Maybe it was for the iron, not the casing. Let me hit the mute button for a second. Well, they're definitely together very well. But yeah, I see it looks like, yeah, this was wound. And then these cores were attached. I'm assuming there's probably a bunch of glue in the middle as well. What do we got here? Nice coil. Almost Ninja, awesome. I've lost a receipt. That can get expensive. What was actually holding it down so good? The connections? Yeah. Yeah, just the connection, just the solder connections. And then it went through like a buffer, like a little extra spacer thing. So these are connected. Hold on. Let's see here. Try some on the vise here. I'm gonna whack it a couple more times with inside the vise. See if I can get these to separate. Crank that down. Tweet. All right, hold on. I'm gonna hit mute again. Say, or we could just break it. Pieces in my lap. I know some pieces hit the floor. Alright, so this is where that's at. So, that. Yep, there we go. Go. Non-magnetic, so that's just cheap core. Okay, let's see what we got on the... Wow, there is... How did they wrap that like that? Let's see. Now I just want to see... I mean, we're this far in, we might as well keep going. You get all this extra plastic off. Alright, and tape. Let's see. I think it's right. Oh no, there it is. Let's see if we can just unwind the tape. Am I still muted? No, okay. Bang back. Yeah, it's a really loud when the microphone when you do that. And I know not everybody's sitting there able to turn it down, since some are simply listening. At least this tape was a little easier to sort out. Two pieces of tape. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 wraps on the primary. I'm going to keep that wire. Then we have a shit ton of secondaries. Let's snippy all this off. Okay, what do we have here? First we have the tape end, which is right there. Big up the United Kingdom 240 volt system. What's up, SK? Yeah, you know what? I don't think I'd mind too much having that. If anything, just so I can heat up coffee and tea faster. Alright. There's a lot of tape. Wow, okay. There's one wrap of tape. So at least they're using good coils. Oh, is that on top or is that under? I think that's under. Where is it? No, that's the over. Okay. And that just ripped. Oh, here we go. All right, our first wrap. So we got 20 on the primary. 1, 2. And we have 2 on the secondary. Another 2 on the secondary. So that's 12 volt. Then next layer down. So we have 2 12 volt circuits. One's probably for power, one's probably for charging. Then we have 1, 2.5. That might be for charging, actually. That's just had a little half wrap in there. That's going to take the voltage up for charging. So that was probably a charge wrap and a source wrap. So 12 and like 14, 15 volts. All right, so the coils are good. That means on the next one, when we troubleshoot, we're just going to hook it up and start going from there. And we still have some parts, unless the same thing failed on both of them. But yeah, if we get around to troubleshooting this again, safety first, then we know the coil is probably good. And this is heavy shit for a fucking coil, so it is no joke, I would say. This scene reminds me a lot of BigClive. Watched him do this a few times. Yeah. I've definitely watched him a couple times of these in quite a similar fashion. All right. Well, okay, well, we thought something was wrong with the coil. It is actually a fucking great coil. Let me move this vise so I don't smack my knee on it. Yeah, I guess you didn't see it. I moved my little vise over to break it. All right. Well, let's go back over there then, shall we? Am I bringing anything? I'll clean this up later. Oh, here's my new here's the version 2 of my locking holster. A little tab in there with a ramp that locks on the flashlight when it goes in. And then when you grab it, your finger hits that as you draw. But I gotta make this pad bigger. But that's just early drawing. It works good. And there's the other one. It was like glue and shit. That's what I've been working on past day or two. Put a couple hours into it. And mouse is over there. Alright. Bleakmatic. What's up, buddy? Cat's out there. What's he doing now? They know I'd be getting crazy in here. Let's see, are they, let me see what they're doing out there. Where's the mouse? There's the mouse. Yeah, I don't see any of them, so they might have kind of gone into a safe spot just in case, but I've definitely hit the hammer a lot louder before having to work on stuff. Can you reuse the plastic? Not really, no. That's all busted up too. Like, if this is what you mean, like the, oh, wait a minute. If this is what you mean, like the core, like it's pretty busted up. So I mean, I could 3D print something, but I'll keep that wire, but I'll probably end up using it for something else. You see the 100-round BMG drum. I have seen one. Solid core. No, that's all braided. Yeah. Let's see here. There you go. You can kind of see it, but that's all braided. Not even solid. That's pretty good. So that's definitely made to put a little bit of current out. I think they're rated for like 10 amps output, maybe? Something like that. Oh, the Sterling engine. Yeah, I gotta go poke it. There we go. There we go. Ooh. Oh. What the hell? Anyway. Phew, use wire to connect the pads. Just straight across. Brr. Oh, Sterling. Yeah, the Sterling's going. Solid core, yeah. I bought a used dictionary at a local flea market. I got it cheap because someone had torn out about the first, or torn out both the first few and first last pages from the book. Trying to actually use the dictionary was difficult, however. It only went from bad to worse. Cheers, everybody. A 10 to 1? Yeah. That and everything. I'm guessing it probably comes out at like high 11s. But who knows? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we'll mess with it next time. Once the bench gets a couple more things off of it, then we'll do some quote hardcore diagnostics on it. See if we can see what's wrong with the other one that we still have. I'm confused. Was that turquoise plastic part 3D printed? If so, can we use the plastic from the 3D? Oh yeah. The holster thing. Yeah, that's 3D printed. And I do not currently have a way to reuse plastic. I do have a bunch of it saved in case, plastic shredder reformer things come down into a reasonable price range. But I currently do not have a way to reuse that plastic. There's some of it I will like trim up, use for like spacers, bits and pieces in other projects, but no, I don't have like a grinder reformer thing yet, I guess. Like I know they're slowly coming down in price. And if it ever becomes reasonable, then yeah, I got plenty of stuff out there to make lots of weird fucking filament out of. And then it'll be all mixed up, so temperature control is going to be a nightmare, but that'll just make it more fun. Locke is having cottage cheese or pineapple bits. Yeah, I've seen people eat that. I don't understand cottage cheese. It's like, you leave ranch out in the sun for 2 weeks, and then you got blue cheese. You leave blue cheese out in the sun for like another month, and then you get cottage cheese. After you bleach it a little bit, though. If the fault was caused by a mains power surge, it usually affects silicone first. Is that what you mean? SI? Yeah, I guess any other one, once we get to testing, we'll just see how far the voltage goes. Because it was running on battery. But apparently the battery wasn't charging. Silicone, yeah. There's not a whole lot of silicone going through there, through the high voltage section, but yeah, we'll figure it out. Cottage cheese is just fetus cheese. Oh, okay. Is that what you do with the when you cut the umbilical cord, throw that down in a cheese factory and call it cottage cheese? If cheese wants to go to the college, who am I? Or cottage, who am I to say no, says Fama. Well, Fama, you have a special relationship with most types of cheeses, so you would obviously be more biased towards cheesedom than the rest of us. Like, I don't understand cottage cheese either, he says as he's shoveling it in his face. Cottage cheese and peaches are the best fruit combo, says Boink. I've heard that too. Now, I've heard cottage cheese and fruit is good. Like, I even though I don't like cottage cheese, I did try it once, and the cottage cheese just fucking threw me off, so. Like, that's cool if you eat it, just not my thing. Like, cottage cheese is just like chunky milk, but with fruit, it tends to work. Good. Fama, I did not have relations with that cheese. I beg to differ, but, you know, whatever you want to say, that's fine. I mean, why do you think it's all white and runny? I think you've been fairly involved in that cheese for a little while there, buddy. And the fruit has to be chilled. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Anything else cool in here? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, shit. I'll show you the tablet. I forgot, now that the phone is free, I can do this. So, oh yeah. Ah, okay. All right. So yeah, for those who asked to see what the setup looks like, I can actually give you a much better view now. Oh, why is the 3D print thing up there? Hold on. 3D print. Yeah, I don't need that. There we go. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, this is what I look at while we're doing our thing. There is the new player. Like, and it's got like a clear case, a little foldy. Ooh. Why did the screen just timed out? So like I dig that. Like it came with its own foldy case and stuff. And that's the gaming rig, and that's the back of the streaming rig. And that's the monitor I use for when I'm sitting over there. That's why I got to take the mouse over there. And then there's the full view of the thing, the board I just put up, and some of the stuff I printed. That's the other shells, and of course, you know, there's that. Yeah, that's what we're working with here. For those that wanted to see the whole thing. And I use dual keyboards because I need to use both at the same time, so KVM does not work for me. Oh, and these two here, that's hooked up to the 4090. That's hooked up to the onboard video, like the motherboard video on the gaming rig. And then these three are hooked up to the 4070 Super, and that one's hooked up to the, you know, the internal Intel GPU, just to kind of spread the load a little bit. But yeah, there we go. So now we can finally do that, which also helps because that means it might be now a lot easier to do streams outside with our engine and still be able to dual stream it. Because if I can get a good wireless connection out there, do that through wireless like it was just doing now, have this all going, and then have like my laptop out there so I can read chat and whatever. Whew. Okay. What is that pan cheese that doesn't melt on the grill? Pan cheese that doesn't melt? There's a couple that don't really melt. What's your view on ricotta cheese and lasagna? I fucking love ricotta cheese in lasagna. Like, I am definitely good with ricotta as long as it's got the proper balance of sauce. Like, I like a lot of tomato sauce in there. I'm good with whatever with ricotta. Ricotta's good. Little heavy on ricotta usually, but you just got to make sure you have the sauce to offset it. That's how I like it the most. At Calero, Scrufdog, I posted a comic in Discord. I don't even have that open right now, but I'll take a look at it. I get on Discord after the stream, so I'll take a look at that at Calero. I'll thank you for hanging out on there. Bread cheese. Bread cheese. Ricotta is better, can use in so many things. Yeah, it's good on a lot of stuff. The Forest Bread ordered M1 Carbeam. Should be at the house Monday. This 03 FFL is paying for itself. 03. I forget which one 03 is. Hold on. Let's see. 03 FFL. Is that collector? I just remembered. Also, no, yeah, the CNR. Yeah, it's the last one I have to go for. Actually, I should probably get back to that. Make that a lot easier to pick up a car 98 that I'll be looking for. Good. Actually, I'm glad you brought that up. I forgot I had to still do that. That's like a lot of shit to fill out, but it does make it easier to get some of the good stuff. All right, I'll have to look at that. Maybe I'll hunt you down if I get lost on what to fill out. That's cool. Why'd you find them? What kind of condition slash price, if you don't mind? Halloumi is the cheese you can grill. It's awesome, says JSS Wizard. Let me type that in. I'm gonna have a bunch of tabs open at the end of the stream. Halloumi cheese. Halloumi cheese is a semi-hard brined cheese from Cyprus, traditionally made from sheep and goat's milk, known for its high melting point, making it perfect for grilling or frying without losing its shape. It has a salty, tangy flavor, much like Ed's mom, and a springy texture, often seasoned with mint, and can be served grilled, fried, baked, or in salads, often paired with sweet elements like Jack Attack, honey, or watermelon. Nice. All right. Delicious and squeaky. I'm pretty sure I've had that somewhere. It looks kind of familiar. Let me see if I can get that over here. I'm pretty sure I've had that somewhere. Mozzarella ricotta, Parmesan parsley. You can fry ricotta with garlic and then add to lasagna. Fry with olive oil, then add heavy cream if you don't want to make bechamel sauce. I ordered Chinese today, so I'll just be eating Chinese food. Okay, what else we got here? Did you hear about the scientists that made the world's largest suction cup? Asks Jack Attack. I don't know how they managed to pull it off. Yeah, that would be the problem. If you have a giant suction cup, like, you better have one hell of a fucking pry bar just to get that edge up sometimes. Because he ain't pulling that shit straight off. Christ, even just some of regular suction cups hold on to shit. You're like, what the fuck, man? Better than debris. Yeah, you don't want debris laying all over the place. Jacques Attack. What cheese can you disguise with a small horse? Mascarpone. Mascarpone. Purple Core, what's up, butter? How overprocessed is it truly? It's decent. It didn't impress me much, but it's decent. Yeah, I can. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I remember having it and it being like, yeah, it's fine. But dude, I'm too American. Like, you give me something with chunk of cheese, I either want mustard, Ritz crackers, ham, more cheese, and probably some bacon wouldn't hurt to fucking make a snacky bit. Or if you hand me a chunk of cheese, I want some fucking egg whites, flour, salt, pepper, and I want to bread that bitch and deep fry it. Because America, you know what I mean? So if I eat just a chunk of fried cheese, it's good, but I know it can be better because it can be American. You know what I mean? That's really the only bias I have towards some cheeses. I know it can be Americanized and fucking taste better, but then obviously I know you're losing the flavor of the cheese itself. So it depends on what you're doing with it. Anyone here knowing eyesight remedies that actually work, asks Purple Core. Don't expect effect after 2 days, but eventually to revive eyesight. I do not know what they have for that. The only thing I've ever heard is just eat a lot of carrots. What's that? I don't know if that's a beta carotene thing or something. Debris is what's left over after circumcising. Yeah, that's also true. What means murkered? Murkered? Did I say murkered? We can deep fry. Oh, Merker. Oh, when I say America, like Americanized, because a lot of time when people say America, it's been shortened to Merca. So if I say Americanized, it just means made more American or in the style of how American, like how we deep fry everything. Merced. Merca. That's what that means. Sorry, it took me a second. Merca? Oh yeah, Merca. Yeah. We deep fry butter, says C2. Yes, that is very Americanized. We actually deep fry butter and fucking eat sticks of deep fried butter because, like, I don't, but there are people that heavily enjoy that. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? I really like butter, but I don't know about that, man. Like, Jesus. Like, you take like 2 bites and your fucking heart's like, oh, yeah. And I've been having enough chest pains lately anyway. I definitely don't need to add to it. Almost an engineer. So that's the accounting done. I owe 1,500 this month. 1,500 pounds this month. God, I wish my output and money was that low. I lost a lot of money this month because I had to call out, and since I'm out of vacation because of the finger, my I spent a lot of money last month. Not overspend because I didn't know I'd be losing so much money this month from calling out. So yeah, I got 1,500 would be great. Right, that's just 2 bills. Cyberlight, it's cooked for 60 minutes in its own way, nothing artificial. But it's getting in its own way. Well, that's kind of annoying. Can it get out of its own way? Does it get into the other cheese's way? Is that its problem? No, I know what you mean. Oh, that was disgusting at CNEC2S. The Snickers fried was delicious, or the donut hamburger. Yeah, God, what's what did they call that in Boondocks? Was that the Luther? It was like a donut, or like a honey dip donut burger with, I think it was fried chicken, burgers, way too much cheese. God, I feel like it had maple syrup, I don't know, all kinds of shit on it. That was a good episode. Like, you'd eat it. It was so bad for you, but tasted so good, you'd eat it and fall asleep. So each burger came when you could rent the beds for, fuck, I don't know. It's a good episode of The Boondocks. Cartoon that was on Adult Swim for a while. The fair, see, it was 1,300 for standard products, M1 carbine, imported from Europe. Comes with a sling, an oiler, and a mag pouch. It was an arsenal gun, so in good shape, but possibly not all matching serial numbers on the parts. You know what? For that price, I feel like that's still pretty good. As long as it functions well and functions good, then fuck yeah, dude, that's cool. And yeah, it doesn't always mean in the future you can't find one if you really like that. Find one that is numbers matching, and then you got the practice one, and then you got the good one. You got the Friday night M1, and then you got the Saturday night M1. You know what I mean? That's cool. That's a good find. Now, once I get some stuff paid down, I get some things sorted out, I replaced the entire network in my house, then I'm going to start looking a little harder for a Car 98. And I'll probably end up getting the CNR certification or license, whatever they call it, before then, just to make it a little easier. All the cheesy jokes, says Chris. Ah ha ha. What's the mozzarella with that there, Chris? Asked Fama. Not quite spoken like that, but probably close enough. No, Fama doesn't talk like that. I've heard him speak. Nothing like eating something that causes squirts while riding fair rides. Yeah, I mean, as long as your aim's good. That's just the business stuff. Oh, okay. If I added my personal bills, that would be almost 3,500. Yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah, that's actually more than me then. I'm close to just over $3,000 a month for most of my bills. Yeah, yeah. And one of those will be going away soon enough. Let's see. Anyone here? Eyesight remedies. Let's see now. What cheese is made backwards? Edam. Well, yeah, Edam. Edam. How do you pronounce that? Edam or Edam? Or Edam? Edam cheese? I know I've heard, seen, maybe had that in something before. You're always going to get in trouble when you stick your fingers in holes at work. Yeah, definitely don't do that. I wish, I haven't done that yet and gotten hurt. This, that probably wouldn't be as bad. But anyway. Do you guys not get sick pay? Oh no, I had plenty of sick pay, but I had family illness this year. A week off for 2 feet of snow. I just said screw it and took the week off, so I didn't have to deal with 2 feet of snow because a lot of customers just really don't plow their lots properly. And then my finger was broken at work by someone, and I missed a lot of time, and I actually ran out of vacation for the entire year. So anytime I call out of work now, I don't get paid for that day. So like that happened this week, Monday. So I worked, instead of working 8 hours, 5 days this week, I went ahead and worked 10 hours, 4 days. So I at least got all my 40 hours. And next week I'll go back to working 5 days as usual, but it's just a shitty circumstance. Like this, all of 2026 has been fucking chaos for my life. Pretty fucking chaotic for everything around me. But I'm carrying on. I'm making it work, and it'll fucking go away. It'll go past. We'll get past it soon enough. Eventually, like it's whatever. It's all stuff that'll be dealt with, or has been, or you know what I mean. It's whatever. We're good. We'll get there. Lock Watcher, seen by a copier. Please keep your hands off the secretary's reproducing equipment. Yeah, that's generally a good idea. Chris says, by the way, update on my gastroscope, gut check. It was nothing serious. Was it anything funny? Was there like a clown up there, or everything's just okay? Just really had to poop? I don't know how that goes. Wonderful, super fantastic news, Chris. Seriously. Yeah, I mean, that is good news. It's not like holy shit bad. Was there like a little toy up there, a little cat toy? Like, oh, that's where it is. Jason? Is this empty? That's not empty. All right, we're going to finish this real quick, so cheers. That's the wrong end, is it? I thought the gastro went, oh no, I guess that, yeah, because that's a, yeah, okay, yeah, no, yeah, okay. Oh yeah, that means that went that way, and oh yeah. There's, yeah. Jack Attack, what is a cheese diet? Eating curds and whey. Edam is a Dutch cheese. Okay. Thank you, Dave. If I don't like Edam, it's damn inedible. I feel like I had it. Cat and Bear just wanted to say hi. As I was thinking of it, you looked at your finger. That's a finger. Yeah. Well, I'll end up talking to you later, probably on Discord. Time needed to recover from an injury from work shouldn't count. Yeah, well, they gave me, they let me finish the day without pay. Back at work the next fucking day with a broken finger. Fucking, oh, didn't mean to click that, but that's fine. Depends on how hard you got hit. Okay, I wasn't sure what that were in regard to, but that is definitely a factor to think about. Oh, if a brain injury will change your sight, yes. Almost an engineer. Vacation and sick pay are not the same thing here. You get 12 months sick pay and 5 weeks vacation is standard. So I could be off work sick for an entire year and still get 100% pay. Fuck. Now I get 4 weeks vacation, 1 week sick pay a year. So 5 weeks total for the year. Eventually that'll go up, but I got to be there, I think, another like 6 years, and then I'll get like 6 weeks off for the year. There are many cheeses like Edam that can be used as a doorstop. Well, that is also true, yeah. Purple core. Probable partial close to aneurysm. Oh, I seem to be okay for the time being. My brain seems jacked up. You might want to get that checked out if possible. Could be a big problem. Okay. Just, let's see, just a loose muscle that closes off the stomach. No idea what it's called. That's why the stomach acid leaks. Okay, so you got GERD, basically. It's like gastro. Oh, I used to know what that stood for. I don't know, GERD, where, yeah, like you're going to have to start sleeping slightly propped on the bed kind of thing. Try to avoid spicy foods because they'll come back out easier. Stuff like that. From what you're describing, I'm thinking. Medicine will do the job, or I can have surgery to fix it. Yeah, little acid suppressors. Faria says the CNR is great. You just have to keep a logbook. Yeah, I remember that. The only sticky part is the ATF can request to audit your book, but this isn't a free pass into your home. The audit can take place at a third-party location. Oh, that's fair. Yeah, that'd be good. Cat Merritt is off to bed. Moving to the sofa. See you later. Enjoy the sofa. Tell it we said hey, sofa. It's lower down as I understand it, says Fama. Oh, if they had epiglottis. Yeah, that one will be, I know which one you're talking about, yeah. Let's see. Lower esophageal sphincter. That might be it. I was an engineer. I should get some sleep working 7 hours. Then you should do that. Like if it matters, I'm going to be ending in like probably 5-10 minutes. But if you need to roll, then absolutely roll. You got some driving to do. I have nodded off in a forklift once. Luckily, I wasn't moving forward. I was moving down. And let me tell you, when you're when you're like 30 feet in the air and you're like slowly lowering down and you nod off and you wake up and you're still going down, holy shit, does that scare the fuck out of you? You're like, oh, right, okay. Probably shouldn't do that again. That was one of the days I lost a couple hours because as soon as I got down and the forklift was good, I was like, yeah, I'm going home. I ain't even trying to do that. Holy shit. Shazland, no, you don't need the lower asset. You need something that sits on top of it and doesn't let it get out. Oh, okay. Yeah, I forget how that works. I used to have more knowledge of all that stuff, but I haven't used that knowledge in close to 10 years, so I'm not remembering everything. Any sign says CNR isn't worth it unless you want it shipped to your house or a state that restricts the amount purchased in a month. Well, yeah, I mean, it's shipped to your house, it's less gas money, it's not saving, you're saving fees and bullshit. Like, fuck it. Convenience is fine. Like, I'm down with a little bit of convenience. Worst thing I did was place a pallet on a sprinkler pipe. Yeah, that made a mess and cost the company $35,000 in damaged stock. Yeah, I deal with those calls a lot. But kind of like it's not always necessarily the operator's fault when you have to put a 36-inch tall pallet in a location that only has fucking 38 inches because we got to keep the sprinklers close. Not that fucking close. Like, that's a lot of that is design, although some of it is fucking operator. But a lot of that is just how the racks are designed. But yeah, the worst sprinkler I've seen was when that guy went up into a sprinkler and he panicked and he went to come back, but he bounced off of something, ended up falling forward and driving the pallet into the rack itself. So the mast hit the racks. The pallet slid forward just enough to clear the sprinkler, and then it just came pouring directly down into the controller and motor compartment. And that was about 10 grand just for that one forklift and whatever he did to the stock. But yeah, I remember that one. That was probably the worst one, about 10 grand on, like I said, just the forklift. That was on the top rail and just knocked it back as I put it down and it dropped off the back bar. Yeah, that's another thing. When you got them sprinklers running through the racks, like that's just asking for it because something's going to fall through a rack. Like those racks aren't perfect. Even if you got the mesh on them to hold stuff, something always falls through. This is a weird question, but is your beard getting fuller, says JSS? Yes, it is, as a matter of fact. Because when I first shaved it, I shaved like the back between your chin and the neck. Like I shaved that up. So it was mostly just front beard. But then like I just noticed my beard wasn't that thick. So I stopped shaving the back parts. I'm basically sending in reinforcements and the new growth is about down to there. So it's slowly catching up to the rest of the beard, and then it'll be a lot fuller down here as well. But yeah, it is slowly getting fuller as we go. Good observation, buddy. Will we get the outside mic Wednesday? Mike, pretty pleased with booger sugar on top. Just remind me if I forget, because I won't be in such a fucking panicked hurry this Wednesday, I assume. So yeah, we can definitely try to do that again. Let's see, when I did it, oddly, the truck suffered no damage. Yeah, see, I've been to other ones where they've done that and the truck was fine because the pallet acted as a pretty decent umbrella and most of the water came in front or just around it where it still got like splash on. But like this guy, it got like bucketed on, just like at that point, once the pallet was past the sprinkler head, it had fucking hit it and bounced off it enough where it was just pouring directly onto the controllers. It was rough. Let's see. Jack Attack says, my wife told me to stop being an idiot and just be myself. I told her to make up her mind. Chris, the doctor told me a PPI should be enough, but I'm still considering surgery to fix it. Saying to Shaz, yeah, that's definitely a consideration. I mean, It's one of those things where it's not necessarily bad to be on medicine, but then, like, if something happens, you run out, there's another fucking epidemic thing, supplies get weird, and then you're hurting again. Yeah, I don't know. I'd personally, and obviously I'm not telling you what to do, but I would definitely be considering the surgery and seeing what needs to be done. For me, the biggest thing would be monetarily, but we're about to get open enrollment back on our healthcare where you can kind of adjust your plan, and I'm going for full out. I am old. I need more health insurance so I can start getting some of this shit fixed because I'm fucking falling apart. Aklar, fun anecdote. Sprinkler heads make bad places to hang coat hangers for in hotel rooms. Yes, yes, they do. Pretty much every FurCon in history has had such an incident. Yeah, I'm amazed that it happens so much. I'm really amazed that hotels haven't updated that. It's not horrible to update. It's not that much. I mean, you're literally just trimming in some pipes. You're not changing the whole thing, but yeah, I have heard of that. Definitely, definitely. Faria says, my last forklift certification was done by our HR lady who never even sat on one. Yeah, don't you love how that works? Luckily, the company I work for, anybody that does certifications has earned their certification and can operate and do everything they teach you, including myself. I am one of the trainers. I don't do much training, just as we go, but I am one of the trainers. Sugar booger or sugared boogered? Probably sugar booger would be the way to go on that one there, Fama. It's a legal requirement that each slot has its own sprinkler head here. Oof. So every single pallet slot has a sprinkler head behind it. Holy shit. That could be a mess really quick. Oof. It needed a clean, dirty, brown, smelly sprinkler. Water covered it. Yeah. My punishment was to clean the truck. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. That's fair enough. Now we're past top of the hour toast. Shit. Hold on. All right, quick top of the hour toast, and we're going to wind it down here in a couple minutes. So cheers, everybody. Appreciate you hanging out this long. Is that why Australia is called down under? Yeah, it's on the bottom of flat Earth. It just kind of hangs out, everybody. That's why the hair down there gets a little weird. It's mostly trying not to hang up because they're like the only country that's on the bottom. It's really weird how that works out with a flat Earth. Pianoman has returned. I guess you were playing pool. That's right. I didn't think about that. Did you send me a thing? Because I don't think I got one, so I just played whatever I played there, buddy. Almost an engineer, so we have, quote, free healthcare here, but it's not the best. You don't really get to choose what happens or when. That's down to waiting list and if your doctor decides that you need it. My mate needed a hip replacement. A hip replacement. Fuck, hold on. He could have had it done in a week if he paid $35,000, but had to wait a year to have it done for free. That's kind of rough. Here it depends on, like, where I work, there's 4 levels of health insurance. The 4th level is a weird one. It's some like super bonus holy shit one, so I got to see what it actually has going on with it. But I'm at least going up to the 2nd highest to cover most things. Like, I'll pay a little more per month because when I break myself, I'm fucking when I finally decide to go and to deal with a doctor, it's because something is really fucked up. Like, in most cases, fucking electrical tape, a fucking shop rag, and like some schmeg I just found somewhere to plug the wound is usually fine, but when it's finally time to go, it's very expensive. Scrufdog, I got my days mixed up. Forgot to message you earlier, and my phone was in the car when I was playing. That's fine. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss something. Like, Discord was just fucking jacked last night. course, then I fell asleep during the last movie, but that's how that goes. Yesterday, I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning. That way I could get to site before an operator got to his forklift, as he always starts ass crack early. But I got there, I got her done. I got a lot of shit done yesterday. At the site, I'm doing a bunch of updates too. Found a lot of trucks. We had 4 weeks when they needed to reline the sprinkler tank, so the sprinkler system was shut down. It meant someone had to walk around the entire building every hour to check for fires in any warehouse area every 30 minutes. Yeah, I've heard of similar stuff around here. Something like that, where you did like there's got to be sprinklers all over the fucking place. There's got to be firewalks, shit like that. See you later, almost an engineer. Good talking to you. Have a good a day at the job. And that's just about time for me as well, folks. So, good chat. It's interesting seeing that coil is, for some reason, I was expecting that coil to be a little cheap. That's a good fucking quality coil. And it was good, so we know those 2 connections shouldn't be there. Just a simple 10-to-1 with 2 outputs. Looks like 12 and 14 from the looks of it, which would make sense. So, on the other one, whenever we get around to that, we'll be checking that high voltage side. Scooters TV, what is up? We were just on our way out there. Sorry, buddy. Let me see here. Let me, before we totally shut her down, let me take a look here. Okay. All right. Well, I will, should be on Wednesday as usual. Hopefully it'll be a little easier this week. We can actually get back to the Lego guy. Get home at a good normal time. My bad time and good to see you. It's good to see you too. Been a minute, I do believe. But yeah, we'll do that Wednesday and then next Saturday. And yeah, like Clive was saying, if you heard him mention it, as usual, when he goes to do the tattoo, I'll be starting at his normal time, and we'll go as long as we don't get bored. So, I guess he'll let us know when that is, and then I'll let y'all know, and we'll adjust our timing, and we'll go from there. Would have been nicer to take it off so you could have tested it with 120 volt AC and test the outputs. Yeah, well, you know, I like to break stuff too. We had 2 of them. That's why I figured we would just fucking go hog wild on it. Yeah, that's all right. We still got another one. So, I'll see everybody Wednesday. Hope the rest of your weekend goes well. And appreciate you hanging out. So, be groovy to each other. And I am out of here in a 5. In a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.